Coworker attempted to film female coworker in restroom at party. Last night, I went to a house party with the crew I work with. We're in the U.S. Navy stationed in South Carolina. I recently returned to this crew after spending a few months in a different department within the command we're all attached to. The party was attended by about 12 men and 1 woman, with ages ranging from the early 20s up to around 32, myself. We played beer pong and pool. A few hours into the party, she decided to leave. After she left, the host, someone I don't know very well since he recently reported to the command, started talking about how much he wanted to sleep with her. That alone didn't bother me, he's an adult and can have his opinions. The problem came a few minutes later when he checked his phone and got angry because the camera he had set up in the restroom had been turned around. Apparently, he had placed it there in hopes of getting video of her with her pants down. Another guest at the party, a close friend of mine who has known me for years, saw the camera and turned it around so it wouldn't record him. It was pure chance that he saw it before our female coworker went to use the restroom. The host was angry that his plan had failed. At that moment, I was furious with myself for not saying something right away. I think it's sick and twisted for anyone to do something like that. All the other guys acted neutral. They didn't encourage him, but they didn't speak out either. I left soon after that. All day today, I've been racked with indecision. I don't know the best way to proceed. The way I see it, my choices are: 1. Do nothing. Unacceptable, in my opinion. He's bound to do this again. 2. Tell the victim directly. This would warn her about his behavior, and she could file a report if she chooses. 3. Make an anonymous tip. 4. File a formal report. I know that whatever I do will probably affect me in some way. There were only so many people at that party, and I'm relatively new, so I don't know most of them very well. Still, that won't stop me from doing the right thing. I don't want her, or anyone else, to get hurt, and I don't want him continuing this disgusting behavior. I also realize that I and many others at the party were likely victims of voyeurism, sexual assault, as well. I know I used the restroom before my friend discovered the camera, so I was most likely recorded. That's a path worth pursuing, but I'm more concerned about my female coworker. Update: I called the Sexual Assault Response Coordinator, SARC, for the base. She said the best course of action would be to contact the command, who would then reach out to NCIS, or to contact NCIS directly. She advised doing either in the morning. I'm going to contact NCIS directly and go from there. Thanks for the responses. Update 1: It's been a few days, and a lot has happened. As I said before, I called the SARC, who directed me to contact NCIS. For whatever reason, they never answered their on-call duty agent phone that day. I had to go into work, and it was incredibly difficult working next to the guy that night. I ran through a dozen different ways to tell the right people, but circumstances forced me to wait. About halfway through our shift, I managed to tell the victim privately. She was understandably very upset. I then immediately told our superior officer. He agreed to handle it. I didn't see the victim again that shift. After work, I drove straight to the NCIS office on base. The agent there was great. We went through all the details, and I started writing my statement. While I was doing that, my officer in charge called to get more details so he could pass them up the chain of command. When I told him I was already at NCIS, he was relieved and thanked me for coming forward to protect our coworker. By the time I finished my statement, the entire command was aware of the situation, which was a huge relief. I knew the victim would be given a night off, but I didn't realize that the suspect, the host of the party, would also be gone. The official explanation was trouble with his security clearance. This is just speculation, but I believe that while investigating the camera, they found evidence he was using illegal betting services. The government takes that seriously, especially if you hold a security clearance. The same day he didn't show up for work, the command warned everyone against using bookies or illegal gambling sites. That's all I know. He's under investigation, and I've remained anonymous. My officer knows it was me, but I trust him completely. We served on the same ship for years, and he's a good man. Hopefully, this guy will never be able to hurt anyone like that again. Thanks for the support. Sometimes you just need a little validation to make sure you're doing the right thing. Final update: it's been quite a while, but since everyone appreciates closure, I figured I'd post a final update. When we last left off, I had told my female coworker, our officer, and then NCIS. The host of the party never came back to work after that day, and I haven't seen him since. About 4 months ago, I was contacted by a legal representative working on the case, United States vs. Defendant's name. That confirmed it was going to a court-martial. He asked me a series of questions to determine if I could serve as a credible witness, things like whether I had ever been arrested or in legal trouble. He said that if I didn't hear back within a month, it meant the defendant had accepted a plea deal. Otherwise, I would be called to testify. It's been well over a month, and I haven't heard back, so I assume he took a plea deal. I don't know the exact punishment since I wouldn't be privy to those details, but I can't imagine he avoided serious consequences. The victim eventually completed her time at this command and transferred to a ship. She's married now. A few weeks after the incident, I asked if she wanted to grab coffee to talk about what happened, mainly so I could explain how hard it was to figure out how to report it, but it never happened. Earlier today, I had a conversation with some coworkers, and his name came up. It turns out a lot of people know what happened because of my original post, but no one suspects it was me. Honestly, it wouldn't matter now if they found out. My conscience is clear, and I know I did the right thing. My only hesitation back then was due to a lack of trust in my chain of command, but I'm glad I overcame that. Thanks again to everyone who offered advice and encouragement.